Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Franklin from Couples Talk. Now it's been a while, it's been a long time. I've been quite busy, so I didn't get a chance to film or do any video, but I'm here now. I trust you all are doing great. Now on today's video, I just want us to quickly talk about something that has been giving me a cause for concern, and I believe that through this video we'll be able to actually get to the bottom of that issue. And we are talking about communications. When it comes to marriage, your marriage or any relationship at all, one of the lifeline of the marriage or the relationship is communication. As a matter of fact, they always say that as the communication goes, so the marriage goes. In other words, if the communication goes in the right path, then everything will go smoothly. But if the communication goes in the wrong path, then nothing certainly will happen in that relationship or marriage. And so on the basis of that, I just want to quickly share on what I titled 10 communication mistakes to avoid in marriage. Now, why is this important? The reason is because if there is no proper communication in marriage, hear me, the marriage goes nowhere. And that's the truth. You will agree with me that all over the world, there's been a case of divorce here and there. As a matter of fact, the divorce rate now in the world, it has stepped up, it has increased. And, this is a problem. The reason is because God in his infinite mercy, who ordained the institution of marriage, does not want it to be like this. He doesn't want people to come together and after some years, then they depart. The reason is because marriage entails a lot. Marriage is not just a physical contract. It goes beyond the physical. Marriage is actually a spiritual entity. Actually, I'm going to take out time to talk about the implications of marriage. So I'm hoping I will get the time to do that video. But until then, what I'm trying to communicate here is that without communication, there can be no marriage. When communication is poor, when communication is suffering, your marriage will suffer. And when your marriage is suffering, you begins to suffer, because you, in a great way, you are your marriage. Whatever you're going to get out of your marriage is what you put into your marriage. So if you do not learn about these mistakes, it's going to be a problem in the long run. So let's get right into it. Now, if this is your first time of coming to this channel, I want to encourage you to like this video, drop a comment, share with your friends and family who needs to hear these words. And most importantly, if you have not subscribed, make sure you do that. Do not wait any longer. Subscribe to the channel so that the next time I post a new video, you'll be the first to receive that video. And most importantly, don't forget to click on the notification bell to make sure you are the first to receive the video anytime that I post a new video. So today, let's take a look at some few things. What is the first communication mistake to avoid? Number one, bringing up the past. Again and again, this is one mistake that couples make. You find them when they have a little issue, they begin to dig up the past, bringing into the present. And a lot of times, the past may not be as rosy as it is supposed to be. The past is something that always brings bad memories, and when you dig up the past, it comes into the future and spoil everything. So as a husband, as a wife, hear me, it is not a good thing for you to keep digging up the past. Refrain from it. This is something that you need to make a conscious decision to stop doing. If you are, among those who usually, come up with the past, hear me, it's not going to do you any good. It's only going to destroy things. It's only going to hurt your feelings, not just to you, but even to your spouse. You get the point now? So this is something that I really want you to work on, to go a long way to help you. The moment I and my wife, when we got married, one of the few decisions we made up our mind to do was to put the past behind. And that's how it ought to be. Let it go. If you are truly saying that you have forgotten the past or you have forgiven, then let it go. There is no point, rubbing it on the face of your spouse again and again. It does not make any sense. Remember, your past has no role to play in your future or in your present. And so focus on the present so that you can achieve a great future, and let the past go. So that's the first communication mistake to avoid. The second communication mistake to avoid is talking to your partner rudely in the presence of people. Now, this is something that most couples or some people do without having to know that this is what they are doing. In other words, a lot of times they do it unconsciously. But you see, this is not an excuse. You've got to understand that you owe your partner respect, especially in the presence of people. So make a conscious decision that you're not going to speak to your spouse in a rude way. It's a decision you have to make. No matter what happens, be willing to control yourself, because a lot of times what I see most people do is that they just want to express the way they feel, irrespective of the people who are around. But that's not how it's supposed to be. You must learn to give each other respect in public, not just indoors, but in public. No matter what is going on, learn to hold yourself back. Learn to hold yourself back and be willing, okay? Be willing to speak less, okay? Speak less and just wait when you get back inside. When the both of you are indoors together, then you can speak the way you want to speak. But even at that, you should be mindful as well, so that you don't cause a reaction that you will not be able to handle in the long run. So you've got to understand something. As far as the marriage front is concerned, your responsibility is to, foster peace at all times. I'm telling you, you'll be the one to enjoy it. So that's something that you really, really need to work on. Okay. Now, the third communication mistake to avoid is keeping malice. Now, this is something that happens a lot of times when there is, a bitter argument or a misunderstanding between couples. They tend to want to stay away from each other and just keep malice. But you know why this is bad? You will open the door for the enemy to enter into your marriage. And when that happens, you will not be able to sustain it. I'm telling you. Before you know what is happening, everything has gone wrong. Avoid malice. Avoid malice at all costs. Avoid it because it hurts more. One decision that you have to make is that whatever it is that happens, fix the matter that same day. Remember, the person you're having issues with, you said you love him or her. Now, if that love is still there, then why not do something about this? Don't keep malice. There are couples today, they keep malice for a long time, a very long time. There are times when you see a couple, they are not speaking to each other for 1 week or even more. When they want to communicate, they communicate either through text message or they just write something on a sheet of paper, See, when you're doing that, you're destroying your own marriage with your own hands. It's not wisdom. Keeping malice with your spouse is not wisdom. It's outright foolishness. That's the truth. I understand that when some issues comes up, silence tends to be there sometimes. You just want to just be on your own. You just want to stay on your own for now. It happens. That can be accepted. But after that moment, don't let it continue. That's the truth. You've got to look for a way to start talking to your spouse again. See, if you can do this, I'm telling you, this will spice up your marriage in a great way. I'm telling you, it will help your marriage a great deal. That moment when, after a heated argument, in the next 3 hours, you guys have made up and everything is going smoothly, So that's something that you need to avoid. Avoid keeping malice with each other. And when we talk about keeping malice, we can also use the statement or the word, the silent treatment. There are times when you just choose to just keep quiet. That's also malice. Just choose to keep quiet. And even when your spouse is trying to communicate to you, you don't want to respond. You are so offended. No, it shouldn't be that way. Like I said earlier, you could be silent that initial period when the misunderstanding took place. But after then, when your spouse is now trying to communicate to you, don't prolong it. Open up and give yourselves the opportunity to actually talk about this, because it will go a very long way to help the both of you. I'm telling you, to go a long way to help both of you. Okay, so that's something that you truly need to work on. Now, the next communication mistake to avoid is using abusive languages. Oh, this one hurts bad. It hurts bad. And that's why you must avoid it. This is something that I and my wife, by the grace of God, I'm telling you, it's not something that is of our own strength, okay? But by the grace of God, we have been able to conquer this area from the very beginning when our marriage started. I'm telling you, we made a conscious decision, no abusive language. I mean, when it comes to that, we created a very serious boundary. No matter how angry we are, we don't call each other names. We don't use abusive language. We don't insult each other. Because see, it is when you begin to insult the other person, you begin to stir up anger in the heart of that person. And when anger is stirred up, anything is possible at that point. Avoid it. Avoid it. No matter how angry you are, in your anger, be respectful. In your anger, be respectful. That's the truth. Young men or matured men, the senior guys out there, if you're listening to me, this is something that I want to encourage you to do. I'm telling you, it will help your marriage a great deal. There are times when the woman may be the one, abusing you, or you may be the one abusing her. Whatever be the case, this is something that the both of you can work out together. No abusive language. I'm coming up with an audio material where I spoke about these laws of marriage. There are laws that must be applied in your marriage if you are going to have a glorious marriage. It's going to come out in video and also in audio. So when it's out, I will let you know. It's not going to be too expensive, but this is something that is going to help you a great deal to change your marriage. Okay, so avoid it. Avoid using abusive language. No matter how angry you are, avoid it. Avoid it. It will help you a great deal. And guess what? If you are able to bring up or create this atmosphere in your home where you don't use abusive languages, your children will learn the same thing, and that's what they will carry into their homes in the long run. So this is something that you truly need to work on. It will go a long way to help you. And then another mistake that you need to avoid is raising your voice. Raising your voice. This is something that will help you a great deal. I'm telling you, do not raise your voice at your spouse, no matter what happens. I know what is in your mind. I know that there are times when your spouse might just misbehave. I know there are times when you just want to tell your spouse a piece of your mind. You just want to say it the way it is. I get it. I know it happens. But then the question is, are you growing in your marriage? Because see, marriage is an institution and we mature in it. Now, one of the proofs to show that you are growing in your marriage is when you are able to control yourself in these areas. I know there are times when raising voice is inevitable. I know some people will give me that excuse. But the thing is, avoid it. It's as simple as that. Avoid it. Not everybody may be able to avoid it quite all right, but that's why you are hearing these words. I'm not doing this video to encourage you to start shouting, to continue to shout. No, I'm doing this video because I want you to learn this thing and it will help you a great deal in your home. It's that simple. So raising your voice is one mistake that many couples do, and this is not how it is supposed to be. Now, the next mistake to avoid is mood swings. A lot of times you see again and again where the guy or the lady just enter into his or her shell and it's not willing to say anything. You know what I'm talking about, mood swings. And in most cases, you may not even have issues with your spouse, but they are just not okay. And a lot of times mood swings happen maybe because of hormonal issues or because of some bills on ground. See, you must learn to lighten up. No matter the odds, no matter what you're going through, no matter the challenges happening in your marriage, you must learn to do what? Lighten up and be happy. Be happy. It's something that you will do for yourself. Be happy. If you can do this, it will go a long way to help you. I'm telling you, if you can fix the issue of mood swings, you have fixed 50% of your challenge as a couple. You get the point now? Create an atmosphere of joy in your home, no matter what happens, no matter the bill on ground, no matter the expenses, no matter the pressure. Create an atmosphere of joy. Remember, God got your back. So that'll be all for this very part. I still have a lot more to share with you, but I don't want to make this video so long. So that'll be all for now. I believe that you've learned one or two. Let me know what you've learned in the comment box. It will go a very long way to encourage me to do more. Okay, and I want to say this: if you have not shared this video, make sure you share the video and like the video as well, and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next part. Until then, God bless you.